Hello everyone, this is Archie, and today I'm going to talk about the physician-scientist track. So as the name indicated, the physician-scientist track is designed for the candidate who is interested in both clinical and research training. So this track actually initially is designed for the AMG who just completed the MD PhD program from their medical school with limited research experience. So by joining this track, they will acquire more experience on research and finally they will become a mature scientist. So this program, this track normally has a 7 years. So 2 years residency training, 2 years fellowship training, plus 3 years research. So yes, as you can see that the fellowship is guaranteed, but still there are some other this kind of track which offer the different kind of um, time for the training. So some program offer 4 years track, like half-year clinic, half-year research each year, but the fellowship is not guaranteed. So it really depends on which program you're applying for. And it's very competitive. Normally, the only 2 to 3 positions available each year in those programs. But it has some benefits, like had a grant and life support. So for example, during the research years, and they will give you some startup grant support for your research, and also they will help you to find a mentor to guide you for the research. And also each year, some program will offer $10,000 for your life support, and some program also offer like 5,000 extra 5,000 or $10,000 for your conference or traveling reimbursement. And also after graduation, they can give you a promotion as a faculty, and based on your based on your grant application status. Some candidate, some people who can apply for a NIH grant, and so they can probably become a assistant research professor after graduation, or some not get any grant support, probably will be promoted as an instructor first. However, it has some drawbacks, like the income is definitely lower than other subspecialty trainings. For example, if you compare to the categorical track resident, after their residence and fellowship training, they probably will pursue other subspecialty training, or they just focus on the clinic, so they will have more income compared to the research. So in other words, more clinic, more income. But it's not a 100% correct, because some research will also have more income. In that I would say that would be a rare population, rare people can do that. I will explain it in the next slide. For our IMG, I would suggest that if you are young and your biology is lower than 10 years, and you have strong research background, not only quantity, but also have high quality, like you publish in high impact journals, and so you have a bigger chance to apply for this program. If you graduate over 10 years, like me, even you have a good you have a lot of publication and also publishing high-packed journals. And even you have patents, and even you are promoted as a faculty in some university and with R1's or grant support, and still your chance is pretty low, I would say that. So actually this track is specific, as I mentioned, specifically designed for the young, immature scientists, not for the mature ones. So I would say that if you think you are still young and you have you are trainable in this track, so can just go ahead and try to apply for it. If you are older like me and with some R1 grant support, and so probably the chance is pretty low, because this so as mentioned, this program, this track is designed for the young people. And also clinical experience also important as ING. So they always consider about that we don't have enough clinical experience. So you need to convince them you have some research clinical experience. And if you don't have, you can just try to go somewhere, acquire some USCE as soon as possible, and then you should be good. And also connection is very important. Try to contact your boss, your collaborators, and anyone that you think that can help you to pass your package to the program director or to the chairs who. So you just try all your best to contact them to help you for the application. And still there are a lot of challenges. Even you can even you can join this project, and you need to consider how to survive in this fast track, because as I mentioned, it's 2 years residency and 2 year fellowship training, which means you saved extra 2 years to complete this training compared to the categorical track. So how can you survive from it? And do you really like research? Because there will be extra 3 years for this training, and you have no chance to do clinic stuff. So you need to make sure that you really like research, you really want to do it, and after graduation, you really want to pursue the faculty track or tenure track. So all about the research. And some and also for the income is lower than compared to the regular categorical track, as I mentioned, after the graduation. So categorical vs PSTP, there are some pros and cons. So, I list here. As a categorical track, it's more flexible, more income after fellowship, not enough time for research. But it really depends actually. If you think you have, you can. If you think because some category track they offer like a one year vacation time, something like that, and probably you can just do some research during that 1 month. And also that's 6 years. So actually, there are 6 years is required to complete both residency fellowship training compared to the PSTP, which only need 4 years. And it has a lower chance to know or work with those big guys like the people, the scientists who is well known in that area, who can help you to acquire the grant support. So it's always important to know that if you want to get some NIH grant support, of course your idea is very important. But another thing you need to consider is that some good instructor or mentor to help you to modify your proposal and guide you how to apply for the grant. And also you need some connection for that purpose as well. So if you are in the categorical track, you have a lower chance to know those people. While in the physician scientist track, you definitely have more time on research, and the residency and fellowship training are very intensive because you need to spend 4 years to complete all the training, but it's very efficiently. And for the income, definitely lower compared to the categorical track. But there are some exceptions. If you get patents and you collaborate with a company or some factory, and then you can sell your product and get some income, extra income, and normally you will have a very high income compared to the categorical track as a clinician. So that's one of the exceptions. And also you will have a high chance to work with those big guys, like Nobel Prize winners or some world famous, world class scientists. So they can help you to on your research, as I mentioned before. So now, as I just concluded this topic, so as a physician scientist track, you need to consider you want to stay or job. I know some people just stay there for like 4 years after residency and fellowship training. They just jobbed and pursue other subspecialty trainings, or just uh, just don't want to do the research and continue as a clinician and do some clinical work. So, but still, many people just hang on there and finish this track and finally become a faculty. So it's all about dream. You need to ask yourself, do you really like science? Do you really like research? So after make a decision, just try your best to keep to hang on there, and finally, and your realized dream. So hope you get matched on this track. Good luck.